Hi everyone, welcome back to part 28 of my TemTem playthrough. Last episode we went ahead and left Nuru Lodge and explored the uplands. As we did reach the next village by the end of the episode, that's where I left. Now we did get our quest. Our next destination is Taja Desert, where we'll be going ahead and defeating 3 Besoto clan team members who are up in a watchtower. So that is what we'll go ahead and do in today's episode. I'll also be going ahead and catching all of the new TemTems that are available in each of these areas. In this case, I believe we have a couple of new TemTems coming up in the desert. As usual, my internet is a bit slow in today's episode as well. I believe this was an issue in the previous episode, so things might just load up a bit slowly. But here is my team. Most of them are in level 60, which is pretty good. Let me quickly go ahead and explore this village before we move on. Here is the bridge and here we are. Penzani. It's a pretty cool name for a village. And I'm hoping that the U in the name is actually silent. If not, please do let me know in the comment section. We do have a couple of NPCs here, but talking to them, we just get to know more on how well everyone is working together for the resistance and trying to move out Besoto clan from each of these areas. It's pretty cool. But we do have a couple of places where we'll find items, so I'm just looking forward to it. I believe there are around 5 stickers. The second one we have just picked up. Let me look around a bit more. We do have these smaller buildings which do hide or do have a chance of hiding stickers. The other pretty cool thing is that each of these villages do have a statue of a TemTem. In this case, it is Osukai, which is the final evolution of a TemTem that I am looking out for. We also have a sticker right next to it, so let me quickly go ahead and get the sticker as well. This is the third one, pretty cool, and the fourth one is right here. I believe there should be one more left, or it might just be me missing the count. Let me look around. Couple more buildings where it could be hidden. Yep, here it is. This is the last sticker you'll be able to find in this place. I believe the sticker count should come around 45 if you have been collecting all of the stickers till now. Our next goal for the sticker quest is actually 60. So we do have quite a long way to go for it. But at least we'll be able to collect all of them in each of these areas. Now this is a pretty huge tunnel and we do have multiple exits from it. You might have seen one right here where the staircase was blocked. Now this will open up only after the whole Besoto clan thing is resolved. So for now we will be ignoring it. We of course have around at least 3 to 4 tamers in this cave itself. So before you go out to Taja Desert, I would definitely recommend coming back and healing up your TemTems. Sadly, my internet is even more slower than yesterday. Now this video is actually, I believe, increased to 2x speed and it still looks like we are pretty slow. But that's alright. I think most of these tamers do have either fire or earth type TemTems, which is pretty nice to see. They're pretty easy to defeat as well. I believe they might have Aquanox, which is part toxic. But apparently not. They do have Rolder, which is a pretty rare TemTem. You'll be able to find it in the desert, but only in a certain cave. And I believe the appearance rate in that cave would also be kind of 5%. So it's very rare. It's a pretty powerful TemTem. I believe it's normal type. Probably it has part earth typing, but it is pretty powerful. Definitely worth it if you are trying to add a neutral type TemTem to your team. For now, we are able to defeat both of these tamers right here. Pretty good. They're actually resistance and they're actually helping us. But apparently they are quite bored of just standing here in the cave. We do have a couple of items as well as stickers in this cave, so make sure that you do not miss them. Here are the next two pairs of tamers. Let's go ahead and defeat them as well. By the way, once we do reach Uhuru, which is our final destination in Kisiva, we might actually have a couple of boss battles coming up as well as rival battle against Max. So definitely make sure that your TemTems are leveled up to at least level 65. There's gonna be one battle, at least that is what I remember. That is the battle where I stopped playing the game. It's pretty tough and I believe you are supposed to lose it, although I'm really not sure. I think I'll keep this one for when we do go through Uhuru, but do look out for draining your TemTems up as much as possible. Seems that we are doing pretty well against these two tamers as well. By the way, the Gaio over there is actually the full or final evolution of Drapey, which is a TemTem we might have seen before. I believe we were able to encounter it in Gardens of Pajal. But right now I think we'll be able to defeat both of them in the next turn. Although I believe Raycan will go down first. Right here I'm mainly focusing on leveling up both Saipat and my starter to level 60. I really wish I had given a nickname for each of these TemTems. Initially I really didn't do it because I wanted to see what they were really called. But now that we know what they're called, I feel that they should have a nickname. Unfortunately, giving a nickname in this game would mean that I would have to travel back to probably the second region, where I do remember talking to an NPC who was ready to change the names of the TemTem. For now though, I'll just keep it aside. It's something I'll probably have to do in the future. Either way, we are doing pretty well against most of these tamers. Now this one is not a tamer, but we do have two random items. I wonder why they're in the middle of the pathway. Probably it was just a wrong location right there. But we do have our next tamer right here. Alright, these two TemTems are pretty low in level as well as pre-evolved, so should be pretty easy to take them down. Sometimes I do accidentally click on B button. This is just me pressing it because I play a lot of Pokemon games, but the B button from right stick will actually bring out a pop-up for resuming the game, and it's a bit annoying. I am trying to stop myself from clicking this button, but as you might have seen this before, I do this at least once every episode. In this case I did it twice in this battle, but I really need to stop clicking on B button in the right stick. Now this tamer seems to have only 3 evolved TemTems, which is surprising considering the amount of fully evolved TemTems that I have seen till now. It surprises me that there is a tamer like this one as well. I'm really not sure why she is challenging us. She should definitely go back and level up her TemTems. Even though she doesn't want to maybe evolve them, at least try leveling them up a couple of levels. Either way, it was pretty easy for us to defeat her. Moving forward, it seems that we have another staircase that we cannot enter. But thankfully, we are at the exit of this cave. Let me go ahead and enter the desert and see what happens next. Alright, here we are at Taza Desert. This is actually a pretty huge desert, and we do have a couple of different caves. There's one right here as soon as we enter the cave, and this is where you do have a high chance of catching the Wolfie TemTem. Yep, here it is. This is a new TemTem, so go ahead and try to catch it. It's part nature and part earth, and it's quite powerful. It does resist the fire type moves, so it's a pretty good addition to your team. In my case, I do have Saku and I'm planning to keep it in my team, so I won't be using this one. But if you are using Saku and really want to switch it out to another nature TemTem, which is kind of dual typing, this one is a really good TemTem for that. In this case, it seems that I'm having a bit of a trouble. This might be mainly due to it being higher in level, and Pyko is really not a good TemTem to have right next to it. Thankfully, I really do not have to wait for defeating Pyko. I can just go ahead and try using a Tem card. We still do not have the means of buying Tem card plus, which is the higher version of Tem card. But at least I'll be able to use Tem card plus and try to catch the TemTems. There we go. Let me go ahead and take down Pyko right here. Should be able to take it down in one hit. But I believe that's the only TemTem you'll be able to find in this cave. But you do have a item that you can actually pick up, and that actually is the main reason why I came into this cave. There are a couple other caves where you'll be able to find some items, but this one is the major one. Also, here is the TemTem that I just got. Pretty cool. Now, initially I did not use my Super Scent, and this was mainly due to me trying to catch Wolfie. But now that we have caught it, let me quickly go ahead and use a scent. Moving forward, the whole of desert is something that will actually be considered as a place where you can encounter TemTems. So if you do not have Super Sense or Sense, this is going to be a bit of a tough journey. I would definitely recommend having a couple in your bag. But here we have the first set of Belsoto clan team members, and this is the first watchtower. You'll be able to easily identify the watchtower locations through the map, which is super cool. I'm really happy about the map function in this game. To be honest, I haven't seen many people talking about this, but map is the key to this game. It literally tells you which direction you have to go and what you might actually find over there, especially with the quests. It's pretty easy to lose track of so many different sub-quests in this game, but because of the question mark and the exclamatory mark, it makes it so much easier for us to go ahead and go to these specific places to get our quests completed or accept a new one. In this case, the Belsoto clan team members are going to be pretty strong. As you can see, the TemTems are at level 50. This is the first time we're seeing them actually hold such powerful TemTems. I'm definitely having a bit of a struggle with this one. Let's see how we can actually defeat them. Platimos goes down, but we still have Mashu, who I was able to finally take down after the second turn. Pretty good. That was definitely a tough battle. Thankfully, we do have a Temporium here in the desert. You can definitely go ahead and heal up your TemTems over there. It also seems that we have met Carlos after such a long time. He did actually go to, I believe, Sepanku, which is the next region. But apparently there is nothing over there. So I guess we do have the main lead right now. We do talk about our current quest to him, and he does agree to meet us in Uhuru, which is the next city. Looking at my map, I do find the Temporium right here, so let me quickly revive my team members. Now, the 3 Belsoto team members are not the only tamers that we have in the desert. I'm going to talk about the other ones, but for now, let me make my way to the next watchtower, which is right here. This is the South Watchtower. We will have another powerful battle. Saipat and Mings. That's alright. They are at level 46. which is a bit lower in level, but understandable since they do have 4 TemTems altogether. In my case, sadly, I might have to switch out my Saipat, but let's see how well we'll be able to do against these two. Thankfully, I do have Antan up in front, which will make it much easier for at least defeating Mix. I'm really not sure if that is how it's supposed to be pronounced. Either way, I'm just going to pronounce it in this way itself. For the next turn, I did go with Venomous Claw on Saipat, which takes it down, and Warm Cuddle on Mix. Those are the first 2 TemTems. Up next, we have... Alright, never mind. I'll not be able to use Antan up in front, so I did decide to switch out into Gazuma. Electric moves should be able to take them both down. Tsunami really did nothing. I might have to wait a bit more. Right, let's go with Electric Storm. At least it does take one of the TemTems down. As for the second one, we'll try to take it down in the next turn. There we go. Using Venomous Claw. I think Venomous Claw will go first. Yep, there we go. That is on these 2 tamers right here. Now you might hear some background noise, and this is mainly because there is a construction happening right next to my house. I'm trying to hide away from the noise. Unfortunately, it's a bit difficult, so you might hear it in the background. But here we have our tamer. This one is actually a traitor. All he does is he battles us right here, and if we do defeat him, he just says that just pretend that you never saw me. That is what he says. So I guess he's just a random opportunist here in the desert, but that does not give him the rights to attack us, so we have to defeat him. Unfortunately, I did not heal up my team, so I have to just try and use the TemTems I have right here. I'll definitely go ahead and heal up after this one. We still have 1 more watchtower. The one that's left is actually in the north of the map, so I'll have to make my way over there. Here's the last TemTem. I wonder which one will work well. Did go with the melee move, and that did pretty good damage. But let me go with allergic spread, and that does take it down. Pretty good. I think this battle was way easier. Now that we have defeated him, I guess we are moving on forward. I did forget to pick up the sticker that was right next to him. This is definitely something I'll have to look out for. Probably in the future, I'll just make my way back to get the sticker. In the meantime, let me keep the Wolfie back in the box. I've never seen the Tireless trait, but it seems that it's pretty cool. Although it might not be the best one. I do have a bunch of TemTems in my box, and I'm wondering if I should actually go ahead and keep them up for trading. We do have this small area here, but this is actually the dojo that we have seen before. I've also never seen the TemTem that is right next to him, which actually looks like a rat that is on fire. Pretty interesting. I wonder when we'll be able to find it. In between this, I actually got the encounter, even though I did have my Super Scent on. It's actually an Acronox, so let me quickly try and catch this one. I believe we have seen this one multiple times back in the dojo in Wambi, but we have never gotten a chance to catch it. You'll be able to find Acronox plenty in this desert. They're quite common. There's another TemTem other than this one that is quite common here as well. You'll also be able to find Tateru and probably Wolfie. I think that one's a bit rare here. You'll be able to find Pyko here in the desert as well. this point, let me try and use the temp cards. I have 5 more. I might have to buy a bit more in the future. But since we have really not got any new TemTems in Kisiva, I didn't really buy any till now. We have 2 more new TemTems left to catch. One is Rolder, which you'll be able to find in the centered cave. The one that is right next to this cave. That is where you'll have to go to catch Rolder. As for the watchtower, let me make my way to the north. We have this huge area here, but there's really nothing. We also have another tent with people up in the north. Even though we have a quest right here, we are not able to actually accept the quest until we do deal with the Belsoto clan team members. So let me quickly go ahead and do that first. Here they are. Quickly go ahead and defeat them as well. Let's see which TemTems they do have. This is actually a fairly common duo. I believe we have seen Grandpa and Zenureth a lot of time before, especially with just Belsoto clan team members. So I guess I should have kind of expected this. They both are powerful TemTems, but do go down pretty easily if you do have the right TemTem to defeat them. In my case, it is Gazuma and Antan. Ooh, I'm surprised that Grandpa didn't go down in one hit. But the Meteor Storm here should be able to take care of it. I guess not. Alright, that's pretty fine since we do have Chain Lightning and was able to take it down in the very next turn. Up next is Raycan. Noxalot is also pretty powerful, but I'm just worried about Raycan. So I did decide to go ahead and switch into Saipat. As for Raycan, hopefully Tsunami should be able to take it down in the very next turn. I decided to see if I could switch out Kazuma. This is mainly because I needed to get the experience. But we are able to take down Raycan in the very next turn, so that's pretty good. There we go, we have defeated all of the Belsoto clan team members here in Taza Desert. They're pretty angry about us, but that is all. We're also trying to kind of hide from the general. I'm also just looking around to make sure that I am picking up all of these stickers in each of these areas. I think that is all in Taza Desert now. Of course, the next destination is to go to that one small area where we have the star being pointed up in the map. But let me quickly go ahead and buy some items and heal up my TemTems. We do have one more battle left, so it's recommended that you do heal up your TemTems before you go over there. This Arknox actually has book lungs as its trait, but since I'm not using it, I will keep it in the box. After healing up my TemTems, it's time for me to make my way to the north. We do have this central cave here, which you could definitely explore for a Rolder. In my case, I'm just going to ignore it for now. I did talk to this old man here, but he says that we have to come back to him once the war has ended. I guess we have to defeat everyone in Uhuru. When we do try to go inside, the lookout here doesn't actually trust that we are a part of this resistance, which is a running trait. This has happened so many times to us right now that I believe that they all think that we are alive. He has a Rolder which is at level 63, which is pretty high level. I did decide to switch into both of my water type TemTems. This should be fun. Going to use Tsunami in the next turn and high pressure water. This should be able to take this TemTem down. It's a good thing that I do have 2 water type TemTems in my team at this point. There we go. We have defeated him as well. Let's quickly go ahead and enter. We did see One-Eyed Matthew, who does actually invite us in. he's happy to see us here, and it seems that Narwhal is now fixed. As usual, Adia is pretty rude to us, which is a trend at this point. She never is happy with what we have done. That's alright. Apparently they do have a plan of dropping into Uhuru and infiltrating it through the ship. Alright. Although I'm really not sure if we have to do that in today's episode. Once we get to Uhuru, it's a pretty big deal. But I think I can spare a bit of more time to that. So let's quickly go ahead and talk to Adia and make our way to Uhuru. This is pretty interesting. We do have a huge cutscene, which you can see right here. Most of the pathways are blocked, but we do get dropped right next to the Temporium, which is pretty helpful. So if you have not yet heat up your TemTems, you still have a chance for it. Now that we are here, our next thing to do is infiltrate Uhuru and try to defeat General X. He is our next target, and our next episode is going to be super fun. But I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel, as it really helps me a lot. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you all in the next one.